Hey y'all, welcome back. This is round 3 of the 2024 Carolina XC season. I actually made a pretty big change to my bike from the previous day to today. So I run a Clake Pro lever on my bike, which combines your rear brake and your clutch in one lever. And I was curious if that was the cause of some of the arm pump I've been having. So I disabled the brake side of the Pro lever and put my regular foot rear brake back on. And that was a big mistake because I basically had no time to practice with it and get used to using a foot brake again. So I was not very comfortable on the bike, and there were some very sketchy situations I got myself into because of that. But honestly, I don't think that the Pro lever is the cause of my arm pump, because my arm's still pumped up pretty bad. And yeah, I just not used to riding with a rear foot brake anymore, so I felt really terrible on the bike. The track was pretty much the same. There were a few new lines that got burned in, and they smoothed out some of the rougher areas of the track. But other than that, it's the same track as it was the day before. No rain or anything between rounds, so soil was basically the same. It was a little chillier. It was a bit overcast and the wind was blowing a little harder, so in between motos it was kind of cold. There's one of those lines I was talking about. But yeah, other than that, conditions were basically the same. Despite the changes to the bike, I do feel like I did a little better today, but I think that's just how it typically goes for me, because for whatever reason, on these doubleheader weekends, the first day I always do worse than the second day. You would think it would be the other way around, because I would get worse as I get more tired, but it just doesn't seem to be the case for me. It's probably got something to do with knowing the track a little better, I guess. I took this very inside line here and managed to get around Josh. There's a new hotline burned in back there that really simplified that section. So especially coming through here on the first lap, I really felt like I was floundering around because I just wasn't used to that rear brake. And there's a good example of some of the shenanigans that went on. Luckily Josh didn't get around me because of that mistake. I gotta say, I definitely don't feel as confident standing on the bike with the foot brake as I do with the hand brake. I feel like for me that left line the wide open line was definitely the faster line for me, but for whatever reason I never took it that often. Gotta stop and let the minis by. There's a new line here to the left, and I took it the first time but then missed it like almost every other time after that. I really struggled with that little root right there the entire day. I don't remember having as much trouble with it the day before, but for whatever reason I just could not get through there without putting my feet down. This little line here to the left was pretty sweet. Enjoyed that. This got really screwed up for some reason, I'm not sure why. Really felt like I struggled in the tighter sections more today than I did yesterday for some reason.
What the fuck?
Yeah, that line was kind of screwy.
What kind of line is that?
much it for the first lap. So we'll skip ahead to the end of the third lap. That is it for the first moto. Pretty uneventful except for me hitting that one little tree in the beginning as I was still getting used to the brakes. But anyway, we'll move on over to the second moto now. Not a bad start. I got pretty decent starts both times. Just couldn't really hold on to it after the first corner. Josh got ahead of me there in the beginning again, but unfortunately this time I could not catch up to him. I followed him for the longest time and just could not get back around him. So he got the best of me on this moto. a little bit of a moment there where my foot got hung up on the brake pedal for some reason. I don't even know how that happened, but it nearly made me fall. That left line was so much worse than that right line. Again, just really struggling with that root for some reason.
Hey, Josh, come on!
At this point, I really thought I was going to be able to get around Josh since I caught back up to him, but he took off again. Josh took this hot line through the creek bed and I went around the long way. I was kicking myself for not taking that hot line to keep up with him, but then I took it on the second lap and realized that it wasn't that great of a line because like the drop down into the creek bed was like kind of sketchy. You could very easily make a mistake trying to take that line and it cost yourself a whole bunch more time than it would take to just go around. So that's what I did for the rest of the laps. That is pretty much it for the first lap, and unfortunately I didn't get to capture any more of mine in Josh's battle here because the camera died shortly after the beginning of the second lap. I just forgot to charge it between motos, so that's on me. But anyway, we'll skip ahead and check out the final results and see how I did for the day. So, first moto, third. Second moto, also third. So, if anything, again, I'm consistent. Overall, I did actually a little better for the day compared to yesterday. I was 28th, 35 the day before. So, a little bit of an improvement. Anyway, guys, that's it for now. Next round is in 2 weeks. We'll see you there. Thanks for watching.